Today I'm going to try out Elaine Foodbod's master recipe and see what results I can get. She says to bake from a completely cold oven. That's interesting. Hi, I'm Sune, and I'm a food geek. Today I'm going to bake Foodbod's master recipe and see what results I can get. Elaine's recipe is pretty relaxed, with mixing everything at the beginning, resting, and some folds, and then a long, cold, room temperature proof. Elaine heats her oven in the master recipe, but recommends baking from a completely cold oven. That's super interesting to me, since I did an experiment on high hydration to see if you could bake cold, but it wasn't very successful. Watch the video when you're done here. If you're new to this channel, I bake a lot of sourdough bread and I make delicious food from all over the world. If you want to see more of this content, please join me by subscribing and ringing the bell so you won't miss any future videos. Elaine's recipe says to use bread flour only, so that's what I'm going to do. The hydration is 71.4%, so it's a pretty low hydration dough. She recommends using 4 grams of salt, which is only 0.8%. I choose to change that to the regular 2%. It's just a matter of taste. If you'd like to support the channel, please consider becoming a member at Patreon. You can also buy some merch or use the links in the description for tools and ingredients. Thank you. Those were the words. This is me trying someone else's recipe. The written recipe is linked in the description down below. If you can't see the link, you may have to press show more or equivalent. In my bowl, I added 350 grams of water, 50 grams of sourdough starter. Then I mixed it together. Then I added 10 grams of salt and 500 grams of bread flour. In Great Britain, they call that strong white flour. Then I mixed it together until all the flour was hydrated. Then I cleaned up my bowl and let the dough rest for an hour. Then I did the first set of stretch and folds, which in Elaine's terminology is called lift and fold. I did about 25 iterations to help the gluten development. Then I let the dough rest for about 45 minutes. Then I did 3 more sets of stretch and fold spaced out by 45 minutes. Then after the 4th set of stretch and folds, I let the dough ferment for about 8 hours at 20 degrees Celsius, 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Then it was time for shaping, which was done in the bowl. I did sort of a stretch and fold to tighten the surface that's facing the bowl. Then I moved the dough directly from the bowl to the Banneton. I covered the dough and refrigerated it for about 10 hours. Then it was time to bake. I put a piece of parchment paper in the enameled roaster. I put the cold dough on top of the paper. Scored the dough. And then I put a lid on and moved the roaster to the cold oven. I turned the oven on to 220 degrees Celsius, 430 degrees Fahrenheit using fan assist and set my timer for 55 minutes. After 55 minutes, I grabbed the roaster out of the oven. Upon inspection of the bread, it was clear that the bread wasn't done, so I put the roaster back in the oven without the lid and gave the bread 10 minutes more. When it came out again, I checked it for doneness. Now the internal temperature was about 99 degrees Celsius, 210 degrees Fahrenheit. So I let the bread cool down on a Y rack. Let's have a look at the crumb and some beauty shots. So that was a great looking bread. It was easy to execute, so I understand why lots of people sing this recipe's praises. I'm linking the recipe on a website in the description. For me, it didn't work with the cold baking out of the box. Maybe it was because my vessel was much larger than my bread. I noticed in her picture that she was using a round pot that's just a tiny bit larger than the bread. I didn't have that though. Or maybe my oven just needed to be hotter. I did choose the fan assisted option at 220 degrees Celsius, 430 degrees Fahrenheit, whereas the non-fat assisted option was supposed to be 240 degrees Celsius, 465 degrees Fahrenheit. That might have helped. No matter what, you can always bake a little longer if your bread isn't finished, which I did. 10 minutes more and the bread was done. The oven spring was fine, so I guess my hypothesis was correct. To start cold, you need to use a lower hydration where the bread doesn't lose its height while everything is warming up. I hope you learned something today. See you next time.